Hi, this is Mohammed Abbas Dar. You are watching my YouTube channel Abbas English. Today I am going to teach you future indefinite tense. In the previous videos, you have already gone through the study of past tense and present tense, and you have also completed their subparts. Now in this video, I am going to explain you the meaning, structure, usage, and the examples of future indefinite tense. So let us get started. Before the starting, I want you to subscribe my YouTube channel as it will help you remain up to date with all my latest videos and updates. So let us get started. First of all, we will look at future indefinite tense. What does it mean? Future indefinite tense, it refers to any event, it refers to any action which hasn't happened yet. Any event which has not happened yet, which is not happening now, which will happen, which will take place in the future. So any action which is expected to take place in a future at a specific point of time. So it is very simple. If you are being asked a question regarding the meaning of future indefinite tense, you have to simply say future indefinite tense means any action which will take place in the future. Why it is called the indefinite tense? Because it specifies the indefinite time at which a particular action will take place. We don't know the exact time of any event or action to be happening in the future. That is why it is called the indefinite tense. Future indefinite tense, it means any action, any event or any work which will take place in the future. So it is very clear to you now. Now we will look at the structure of it. Shall or will plus first form of verb. Shall or will plus first form of verb is used in this tense. You have to remember this structure. Shall or will plus first form of verb. Now where should we use shall and where should we use will? It is a question to be addressed in this video. Now the pronouns I and we, they are followed by shall, and the rest of the pronouns you, he, she, it or any name, they are followed by the use of will. In simple usage, I and we are followed by the use of shall, and the rest of pronouns which are written here, they can be followed by will. It is the simple use of it in terms of tense. Outside the context of tense, there may be the reverse use of these. You can see often the use of will with these pronouns I and we. You often see the use of will with I and we and shall with the rest of pronouns. But in tense, in terms of the understanding of tenses, in the context of tenses, you have to just remember that I and we, they are followed by the use of shall. It is very simple. However, I will just make it clear. It can also be followed by will, but in what circumstances, in what conditions can these pronouns be followed by will? I will also explain it to you. So you have to go through this video till the end. Only then you can understand such complicated concepts in this tense. But for the time being, you have to just remember I and we are followed by shall, and the rest of the pronouns, they are followed by will. Always remember shall or will, they are the indication of future time. Whenever you find the sentences in the inclusion of shall or will, you should naturally take the meaning of future. You should naturally feel that action is going to take place in the future. So shall or will, it is the indication of future time. Now I will just explain it through the examples. I shall write, मैं लिखूंगा. I shall read, मैं पढ़ूंगा. It is the simple assertion here. It is the simple statement here. I shall write, मैं लिखूंगा. It doesn't give us any kind of surety that he or I will surely write. No. I simply say that I shall write. I may or may not write in the future, but here the inclusion of the word shall indicates the It is simple meaning. Indicated it is simple meaning that I shall write. मैं लिखूंगा. It doesn't guarantee us that I will certainly write. I shall read. मैं पढ़ूंगा. Here you will play. तुम खेलोगे. As you have already read, you is followed by will. Same is the case here. You will play. तुम खेलोगे. वो आएगा. He will come. Now if you are to make the interrogative sentence means any sentence in which you ask a question, then you should put the auxiliary verb before the beginning of the sentence. I have been repeatedly explaining you the auxiliary or helping verbs in terms of this tense. Here the model verbs or auxiliary verbs here are shall or will. So in case of interrogative sentences, they can come at the beginning of a sentence. Look at here. क्या मैं लिखूंगा? It will become shall I write because I is followed by shall. Shall I write? क्या वो आएगा? Will he come? Will he come? क्या वो आएगा? Because he is followed by will. He is followed by will. क्या तुम खेलोगे? It is a question. It is a tag question. Tag question means those questions in which we expect the yes or no answer from the listener. क्या तुम खेलोगे? Will you play? क्या वो नहीं पढ़ेगा? It is the negative interrogative sentence. What does it mean? It is both negative and interrogative sentence. On the one hand, it asks us a question. On the other side, it is characterized by the inclusion of the word not. That is written here. However, in terms of interrogative negative sentences, in the arrangement of words, not must appear at number 3, as it is shown here. Will he not write? Here not is at the number 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now, however, you often see, I have already told you in the beginning of the video, you often see the use of will with I and we rather than the use of shall. Then what is, if the rule is stated here, if the rule is conclusive here in terms of tense, then why are you observing the regularity for the usage of will with these pronouns? Now there is the underlying reality behind the use of will with I and we. Now I will explain it to you. Whenever you are to express the concepts, what kind of concepts, what kind of ideas, these are written here. Command, promise, threat, determination, warning, surety. These 5 or 6 concepts. Whenever you want to express any concept out of these 6 or 7 things, then the use of will or shall are reversed in tense. What does it mean? If you want to express command, then I will be followed by will. For example, if you want to express the concept of promise, then it will be followed by will. If you want to express the concept of threat, then it will be followed by will. These 2 pronouns may be followed by will. In the condition of these things, you have to remember it. Whenever you want to express either of the meanings in these things, then you have to reverse. The uses of shall or will. For example, if I say I will write rather than the tense rule I shall write. If I say I will write, it will give us the indication that he or I am going to surely write. It means that I assure you that I will certainly write, because it expresses the meaning here, promise. I will write. It expresses the meaning that I will certainly write. I will write. Now, if I say here I shall write, it does not give us any surety that I will write, but I simply say that I will write. मैं लिखूंगा. It doesn't contain the surety or promise, any sort of promise. But if I use the word will here, it gives us either of these meanings. What kind of meaning it may be, what kind of meaning it may possibly be, it depends upon the context, it depends upon the speaker. So you have to remember these. However, I have told you that I have told you that you, he, she, it or any name, they are followed by the use of will. If you use shall instead of will with these pronouns, then either of these concepts may apply into the understanding of a sentence. Now, for example, here he is normally followed by will, as I have shown it in the beginning of the video. He will come, वो आएगा. It means that he will simply come. He does not give us the surety that he will certainly come, because it is the basic sentence here. It follows the basic rule of the tense. But if I will put the word shall here, he shall come, it means that there is a promise in this sentence that he will surely come, he shall come. Or it may be that someone gives him the order that he must come, that he is ordered to come, because order is here one concept, that is command, order. If I say here he will come, it means he will simply come. He may or may not come. There is no surety in this sentence. But if I use the word shall, it gives us a guarantee that he will certainly come. So whenever you want to express either of these concepts in your sentences, then the uses of will and shall are reversed. You have to bear it in mind if you want to get a proper assimilation and understanding into the nature of future indefinite tense, particularly with respect to the usage of will and shall. However, there are other rules of it. Will also expresses the meaning of request. What does it mean? Will also expresses the meaning of request. Request means when you expect someone to do something for you. When you ask someone to do something for you, it is the request. For example, if I say, will you get me a glass of water, it means that the act of bringing a glass of water has to be done by other person for the cause of the speaker. So it is request. It means please get me a glass of water. Get me a glass of water. Whenever you have to express the meaning of request in a sentence using the word shall or will, then you have to always choose the word that is will. Will is used for request. You have to bear it in mind. However, in terms of shall, in case of shall suggests offer. Shall represents offer. Shall is used for offering. Shall is used for offering and for giving suggestion, for giving opinion. Here it is written offer and suggestion. What does it mean? What does the word offer mean? Offer means when you are offering something to somebody, you are going to give something to somebody. It is the offer. Not in case of request. In case of request, someone has to do something for us. It is request. But in offer, we are going to give someone. We are going to give something to somebody. It is the offer. If you want to give offer to someone, then you should always use the word shall before the beginning of the sentence. For example, here, shall I get you a pen? It is the offer. You are going to give him a pen. You are just offering him a pen. It needs to be approved by the designated person, by the descriptive person, by the addressee. So, shall, offer, suggestion. Shall I get you a pen? So it is the offer. Whenever you want to offer something to somebody, you should always write the sentence with shall at the beginning of it. Now, the second use suggestion. Suggestion means to express the opinion, to give your opinion regarding something. So, shall we have a drink? Shall we have a drink? Why can't we have a drink? It means that I am giving this opinion. I am expressing my own opinion. Why can't we have a drink? This sentence can also be said in this manner. Shall we have a drink? So it expresses the meaning of suggestion, opinion. It expresses the meaning of opinion. So I hope you must have enjoyed this video. If you really enjoyed watching the video, then subscribe and share it to others so that others may also avail the benefits of this highly informative lecture. So if you have any kind of doubt regarding the understanding of future indefinite tense, you can write me in the comments below the video. Thank you very much.